I watch a visitor storm through our monastery gates, spreading anger like poison through the air. Their harsh words fill the courtyard, but I notice something curious about poison. Stay with me, and I'll show you how to walk among thorns without getting scratched. Yesterday, I found poison ivy growing along our garden wall. The plant itself wasn't evil, just doing what poison ivy does. It spreads where it can, releases what it must, follows its nature. I could curse the plant, fight it with bare hands, let it consume my thoughts. Or I could put on gloves and tend my garden anyway. The difference wasn't in the poison ivy's behavior. The difference was in my response to what I couldn't control. That visitor today carried their own kind of poison. Harsh words, bitter complaints, the need to make others feel small. They spread their irritation wherever they went, following their nature. I watched other monks tense up, argue back, catch the poison. But poison only works when it finds a way inside. Just like I wore gloves in the garden that morning. I wore something invisible, but just as real with that visitor. Not walls or anger or fighting back, just the understanding that their poison wasn't mine to carry. When they shouted, I listened without absorbing. When they blamed, I heard without believing. When they demanded I fix their problems, I stayed centered in mine. They were doing what toxic people do. I was doing what protected people do. The poison ivy in my garden teaches me something important. I don't need to destroy it to tend my other plants. I just need to know where it grows and dress accordingly. Some people carry irritation like poison ivy carries its oils. It's not personal. It's just what they do. They spread frustration because that's what lives inside them. But I can choose how much of that I let touch me. When someone throws their poison at you, you have options. You can catch it and throw it back. You can absorb it and feel sick for days. Or you can let it pass right through your space, like wind through an open window. This doesn't mean becoming cold or building walls. It means staying warm while refusing to catch fire. I remember a student who struggled with his angry father. Every phone call left him drained and frustrated for hours. He came to me asking how to change his father. I led him to our reflection pool in the garden. The water showed his face clearly and completely. Then I threw a small stone into the pool. His reflection became distorted, broken, impossible to recognize. He watched the ripples spread and eventually fade. His clear reflection slowly returned on its own. I asked him which he could control more easily. The stone someone throws, or how long he lets the water ripple. His father kept throwing stones through those phone calls. But my student learned to let his inner water settle faster. He couldn't change his father's need to throw stones, but he could change how long each stone disturbed his peace. The toxic people in your life are like that poison ivy. They grow where they grow, spread what they spread. Fighting them directly often spreads their poison faster. But you can learn to walk carefully around what hurts. You can tend the healthy parts of your garden instead. When someone spreads their toxicity, remember this. Their poison only has the power you give it permission to hold. You can listen without absorbing every word as truth. You can care without carrying their emotional weight. You can respond with kindness without becoming their dumping ground. Some people leak their pain like that ivy leaks its oils. It's not about you, it's about what they carry inside. But knowing that doesn't mean you have to stand unprotected. Wisdom isn't about being tough enough to handle any poison. Wisdom is about knowing which battles aren't worth your blood. The visitor eventually left our monastery that day. Their anger went with them, as it always does. The peace they tried to disturb settled back into place, because peace was always stronger than their poison. You don't have to cure every toxic person you meet. You just have to remember where you end and they begin. Wear your invisible gloves, tend your own garden, Let their poison stay theirs. That's not coldness speaking. That's wisdom growing in soil that refuses to be poisoned. Some plants just grow better when you know which ones not to touch.